this morning finds you, could be the afternoon, want to just take this moment to welcome you again, to just be still with me. And maybe we'll focus this morning on just returning to that place of devotion in each of our own hearts. We can't really have that practice too often, but I find on this Monday morning, that's where I feel called to go back to, is to just start my week by chanting, "Door of my heart, open wide I keep for thee." And so we can chant this together if you're inspired, and chant this in your heart. Actually feel the vibration of these words opening your heart, and feel that love and that joy that comes with that chant. We'll start now. chanting more inwardly. Now silently. Remembering in our lives to not hesitate, to not be afraid nor have reservations about calling upon the Lord from within our own hearts. We make that call. Let's start our meditation here with a double inhaling breath and using this opportunity to breathe in all the vitality and energy, the prana, and to follow that up by throwing the breath out, and with it, all those blocks, all those things which might make us think we can't call on the Lord, that our hearts aren't open. Let's do this now, double breathing in and tensing the body. Let's do this a few times and really just feel the joy of breathing in and out with vigor. Allowing now ourselves to move into a greater awareness of the breath. By doing full diaphragmatic breathing, this is when we start to harmonize ourselves with the actual flow of our breath. By breathing wholly and completely and exhaling wholly and completely. As we do this, we find our mental state can shift very quickly. So let's begin now, and you can put your hand over your belly if you feel to, just to make sure that you get a full breath and you fill the belly up full with oxygen and prana. So let's begin at our own paces now, inhaling. Feeling that belly rise out. Holding the breath for the amount of time that works for you, with the gaze uplifted. And exhaling and allowing that breath to flow back out and that belly to come back in. Let's do this for a few rounds now, each allowing ourselves to find a natural pace, breathing in, holding the breath, and really finding the joy in between the breaths. And exhaling, completely remember. No space in that belly left behind, just push it all back out. And as we continue to do some rounds of this, on the inhales, let's make sure we bring that prana up as we fill the belly into the heart, cross that threshold, filling the belly and allowing that prana to open the heart. And when we hold the breath there, allow it to work in the middle of your chest, in the middle of your heart. And exhaling and relaxing completely into this moment. Nowhere else to be. Switching off the sense telephones to simply breathe in and out. Complete diaphragmatic breaths. I'm going to stop talking for about a minute so that I can just do this with you and really feel the joy of just completely breathing into myself. So let's do that now. Allowing this diaphragmatic breathing to just become our normal breathing pattern. Whereby the breath flows harmoniously, energizes all our spinal centers by merely flowing in and out fully and completely. Such joy. And let's go ahead and take that opportunity to just transition from an active pattern of breathing to the more passive observing of the breath. And so I'll guide this to begin before we just move into a practice of watching the breath move in and out. And let's start with the double inhale again, remembering we can do this at any moment to revitalize ourselves, our body cells, and our minds. So let's double inhale and throw the breath out. And this time, letting the breath stay out until it's ready to come back in, filling the belly of its own natural flow, not forcing anything. And again, letting it flow out in its own natural rhythm. In and out, without our control, without our wishing the breath to be fast or slow, short or long. No wishing at all, simply letting the breath decide how it wishes to move in us and through us. If the mind starts to wander, encourage it to be still and bring it back to the thought, to the awareness of that inflowing and outflowing breath. And just as importantly, start to feel in the nostrils, in the spine, the prana moving, the energy tingling as the breath moves in and out. Now take special care to pause, to find that space in between the inhale and the exhalation. Behind closed eyes, with the gaze lifted, we find the gateway to the superconscious mind rests in between the inflow and the outflow of prana, of life force. Remembering amidst this, there is no right or wrong. Our task is just to simply learn to be, learn to observe, and begin to feel. Our opportunity is to make this practice of watching the breath our devotion, our focus. And our offering. In the full awareness that when we offer ourselves to that pure place, that pure natural breath, we open ourselves that the Lord may come into us that the masters may work through us. Adding one more element now as we just learn to enjoy and embrace the moment of breathing, the moment of the breath. And with every inhalation, let's add the mantra, I am. And with every exhalation, love. And as we do this, we can bring into our own hearts the feeling of those in our lives whom we feel that love for. I am love. Feeling that love as warmth in our own heart, warmth and expansion, acceptance, kindness. And let's prepare to move beyond the breath, still with this feeling of our true state as love. Let's double inhale again. Throw the breath out. And sit in our asana of meditation, preparing to enter the silence with this feeling of love at the forefront of our hearts and minds. With the chest open and the shoulders relaxed, palms upturned to receive God's love, bringing the awareness behind closed eyes to a focus at the forehead, at the spiritual eye. Let's connect a natural feeling and warmth of love in our hearts up to this spiritual eye, this point between the eyebrows. Using this opportunity to maybe call to mind someone whom you wish to send, to become God's love, to send them. Inviting them into the heart. Receiving God's love in your heart. And now allowing that love to move up and focused awareness at the spiritual eye. where we project that love out to soul friends everywhere, in any moment. In every moment. To be devoted to God means to become God's love, that we might share it in this world and beyond. Let this be our sincere prayer as we enter the silence together, that God fill our hearts and that we may learn to share the abundance of His love from our own center of Christ consciousness with all those in our life. And maybe with that special one for this very moment, whom God wishes us to fill with love. Let's sit together for a few minutes in that silence of love. Realizing from within our own hearts that this whole universe is bound together by love, and making it our conscious and superconscious choice to live more and more from that place, that we too may find union with all there is, that we may find at the heart of all creation, of our very selves, God's supreme love. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.